Hey, well, it's a very, very wet day here in Kaiwaka, but we're going into the New Leaf Hall, or the Wheel of Wisdom Hall. Here's the shop for the Utopian stuff which I make. I'm the Wizard of Utopia, so called, and I'm also known as the Book Wizard. I make blank books with embossed covers. I do fantasy cards. I do fantasy books like the Apples of Eden series. And I also have written a book on how to make fantastic ferrocement structures for practical, permanent, elven architecture, follies, fairy gardens and other virtuous ventures. So there's Cafe Utopia photo. And now we'll go in and have a look at the game of the Wheel of Wisdom, which is being developed right here in the hall of the Wheel of Wisdom. There's a little blackboard that I write thoughts on, and here is one of the earlier incarnations, somewhat baroque, but it already has the magnetic marbles feature. So let's go over here and quickly tell you a little bit about the game as it stands now. So there's a bigger version in the table, but we're looking right now at the small version, which is like about a foot across, and you have to hold the table in such a way that your marbles, magnetic marbles, which are attracted to each of the sectors, actually go to the right place in order. And each sector, starting from the input here, which represents love or listening, coming in to the tree of life, whatever the tree represents in your life, or it can just be a pretty picture game for children. So this is 1, this becomes 2, this becomes 4, 8 and 16, and then this central one represents the central being of the love stage. And then you have to get marbles to the next, which is beauty, or new ideas and novelty, and likewise you've got to get each of the sectors filled with a marble. And it doubles as it goes, so this middle one becomes 32, and then over to the truth one, which is examining and planning, and that becomes a 64, and then this one is 128 when you get the marbles all sitting on in this sector, the freedom sector, which is output, which is expression of whatever it is you've been developing in this tree of life. So finally, when it becomes purple, goes into the purple sector, it doubles again to being 512, I think, is what it adds up to, and that's basically the highest score that you get. And you can do more than one cycle, of course, and you build up little tokens, which I'm just making at the moment, and these are going to be carved and cast out of plaster, just in a similar way to the way I've cast these little home domes. The home domes basically sit to represent your favorite sector, and so this becomes your home dome. And there is going to be a wand, which I've temporarily misplaced, and the wand is what you can move the magnetic marbles around with, because it's magnetic at the tip. So it can be played just as a game of skill, and you build up tokens, and you get different kinds of money. You get blue money, you get green money, you get yellow money, red money, and finally the most valuable of all is the status quo, or the established sort of money, which is purple money, which is, if you're playing this as a game of creativity, of something that you're going to sell, then the purple money represents like what we call real money out in the world that you can exchange for goods and services. So, but this shows how we need all of these stages if we want to create what we call real money. It actually starts with blue money and then goes to green, then yellow, then red. And each of those stages, if it's not present, it's going to cause a blockage in the flow of value and ultimately of money. So it is really a money game. It's like, one might say, the new monopoly, a holistic monopoly. And of course it's not about a monopoly but a flow and a sharing of each of these sectors. So the creator people do need these people need these people, because it's a cycle. And so that is the essence of the game, which I am now calling the Wheel of Wisdom.